Okay, so I'm June-Elleni, and my intention is to share with you the information that's been gathering, especially over the last 3 years. I've been working with psychic art, oh gosh, for as long as I can remember, but officially probably about 20 years now. And psychic art and metaphysical art in all its forms, which I'm going to go into in this talk. So this talk really is to give you a little bit of an eye-opener about the power of metaphysical art, and also to touch on toe-in-the-water experience regarding some of the things that Leonardo da Vinci brought through, not only on reincarnation but also on time travel, which he obviously did. The guy, you know, designed helicopters and diving equipment in the 1400s. Something was going on. Absolutely. So yeah, I've had amazing encounters with him. I have a picture that I did and some fascinating information. So I'm going to use the PowerPoint presentation as a prompt for me, and also to share some pictures with you all as well, because, you know, metaphysical art is visual. So it's good that I've got some pictures to back up what I'm saying, so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay? If you've got questions along the way, do ask. Because if you sit on them, there may be questions that other people would want to ask and didn't dare ask, so it can enhance the experience. I never have a talk that's exactly the same as the one before. I've done talks all over the world. The most interesting, really, I think, is that all the Greeks, all the Turks come late, all the Japanese come early. You know, the two contrasts of the people, and everybody else is kind of in between. But the English tend to be more or less on time. It's a very interesting thing, but yeah, I like it anyway. I know we've got one that's running late, but anyway. Okay, so the arts have been in the human consciousness for over 70,000 years. So this is something that we have in our being. It's in our ancestry. The power of art has been forgotten. We use it as pretty pictures, as decoration. Sometimes we don't give it a second thought. But the power of art, when it's combined with intention, is very, very powerful. And our ancestors used cave paintings shamanically. Do you understand that? That they were not in a position to use cave paintings as decoration. They were used to bring whatever it was they drew into a spell, into magic, to make it manifest. And it's that aspect of the art that I use when I'm doing mandalas. Okay. So this is a particular picture that I love, which is done by Alex Gray, and it's called The Artist's Hand. And I think a picture paints 1,000 words. This shows you all the power that goes into the artist's hand, the potential of what you can do when you start to use art to manifest and start to bring through metaphysical information. I thought it was extraordinary, so I had to include it. So the right brain is what I've discovered is helpful to know, both in mediumship and in using psychic art. It brings metaphysical awareness to the forefront. The left brain is all about the logic, the right brain is all about the intuition and the creativity. Psychic ability lives there. Fear lives in the left brain. So once you start to see which side does what, and you start to be able to separate it and trigger the right brain, then you can start to trigger mediumship at times when you're under pressure and the mediumship falls through the floor because you're under pressure and you go into your left brain. So a basic understanding of the right and left brain hemispheres is very good if you're going to be learning to use metaphysics, mediumship, psychic art, connecting with spirit. And those that have done workshops with me before know all about that. If you want to know more about it, you can Google it, you can look at various people have done research on it. You know, there is a specific thing the left brain is good at, and a specific things the right brain is good at. Very, very briefly. Feeling, right brain; thinking, left brain. Okay, so these are the different aspects what I'll talk about today: drawing energy, drawing faces, photography, clairvoyance and mediumship, visualization, remote viewing, and time travel. Okay. Art is made magical by the energy of intention. So you've all heard a pianist who's note perfect, and he gets up totally emotionless and plays note perfect, and you go, bravo, very good, nice. And then someone comes along and he may not be note perfect, but he puts his intention, his heart and soul into it, and then you cry. You know the difference? That's the difference between art that's done with intention and art that's just done with decoration. You put your soul into it. So some artists transform the sun into a yellow spot, others transform a yellow spot into the sun. Pablo Picasso knew a thing or two or three. So that sense, you know, you can either bring the energy of the sun into the picture or transform the sun into a yellow spot. Depends on the artist. And the other one I like is art is frozen zen. Because it is, you know, you're capturing energy with art, and you're capturing it in a container for energy, which is what mandala means. It means container for energy. It does not mean circle. It means container for energy. And we are all containers for energy. So we're all living mandalas in the same way as photographs of us are mandalas, artwork are mandalas, teddy bears that you make are mandalas, arrangement of flowers that you make are mandalas. It all contains energy. Anything that contains energy is a mandala. So these are the types of beings that I've encountered that I'm going to talk to you and show you pictures of. Loved ones, both human and animals. So your animals, your dogs have spirit too. I have a picture of one. Various loved ones that I've drawn. I get the pictures afterwards, so that you're clear what I do. I actually draw the picture first. I don't see spirit at all, because if I tried to draw what I see, I couldn't draw it. I just allow the energy to come through. So they impress upon me a memory of how they remember themselves in life. And it's been an extraordinary journey. It was helped by a guy called Manuel Schosch. Have you heard of him? You must know him from the college soon. I actually did a portrait of him for his wife in Greece. And he came through talking to me and really helping me to understand the process as I was actually drawing him. He was going, no, stop, that's you. Okay, no, this is me. No, stop, that's you, you're joining the dots there. And there is an element of me and there's an element of spirit working together, but the quicker it goes, the more of spirit, the less of me there is, which is why I teach to draw very, very fast. And for those of you that have trained and done a bit of work with me, you know. Right, you've got 90 seconds to draw that. but it's actually better when you do it like that, rather than take your time and get it all left brain perfect.
Yes, say we don't have like any specific skills to draw anything. You know, some people are fantastic, gifted, you know, with drawings, and some others are just drawing whatever. You know, I'm kind of one of these persons. Does it really matter?
I've got both types.
To improve your drawing skills?
No, I would suggest you don't improve your drawing skills. I've got people sat with me in a group at the moment with no drawing skills at all, and their pictures have been even more accurate than the artists who've learnt the left brain way.
Really?
It's okay, we can detrain an artist, but it's better if you can't draw in many ways.
Right. Okay. Now I was wondering because
it is. I mean, Sybil can vouch for that because she sits in one of my groups. And this week we had somebody who doesn't draw at all, but did spit an image of my stepsister, who's in spirit, didn't she? Okay. So, loved ones, humans and animals. Spirit guides, again, humans and totem animals, they come through. Including Leonardo da Vinci. He came through as a spirit guide for an Australian art therapist that I did a reading for. Blew me away. I'll tell you more about that when we come to him. Time travellers. So I've been in contact with time travellers. Get all sorts. No prejudice on my part. Extraterrestrials, angels and demons. I'll talk to you about that. Nature spirits, orbs, and more recently future selves, other dimensional beings from